Hi, this is Kim from Crane's Booksmithy, and I hope you are all having a beautiful spring day. I know it's very nice here. I have created this beautiful oriental style journal. It's about 8.5 inches long by 6 inches wide with a 1-inch spine. This ribbon here is very old and came from a estate sale where the woman that lived there had collected all these beautiful old laces, most of them hand crocheted, old silks, and this is where this came from. I believe it's silk. I'm not positive. And then it's a light pale pink with some red little squares placed ever so far. It's very pretty. This also came from another estate sale where I recently went, and the house was filled with beautiful antiques and other things of oriental styles, from the carpet, the curtains, the furnishings, the dishes, beautiful decorative items. Just the lady that lived there loved the oriental style, so her house was just filled with it. And it was so much fun to go into. I don't know, of course, but she had some things that were from an old store that made you think perhaps maybe she had been one of the owners or the owner of that store. It's gone now from our area, but it was from a long time ago, and it was a very nice store. So I'm kind of wondering if that wasn't who she was by the items in her home. They said she lived a very long life, and she collected all these beautiful things. I bought this from her house, and it's a beautiful silk. It came from a quilt, but the quilt was fraying very bad, for it was very old and worn. But it was so beautiful. I hope I can save a lot of the pieces to use. But anyway, here I put this like this with the vintage buttons on it, which also came from her house. And here's some vintage gold thread that I have sewed on. And here's an old handkerchief that I bought from an antique store. And it has gold edging. It's very pretty. It does have a little fraying here, which gives it such a beautiful character. And here's some little dots it has on it, and some little scrolls. It's beautiful. Here's a doily, and I believe it's hand crocheted. It's very beautiful, that I have used to put on this side for decorative reasons and to also cover the spine. And I added this little butterfly, which is new. This isn't old either, but it was pretty, and I liked it because it had an oriental type theme to it. This material here, and the edging has machine crocheted, or not crocheted, but embroidered little pattern here. Here's the back, and here's the side of it. It's beautiful. It's a pretty ribbon. Here's the back of it. Okay, now let me show you what she's got inside. This came from that lady's house, and almost all of this came from her house. It came from a book she had, and also a calendar. I have backed it with some coffee dyed paper. And this beautiful picture I got from Graphics Fairy. I think this lady here is so beautiful, and the colors on her outfit here is so pretty and soft looking. Here's a little fan. It came from that house. It's very old. They gave this to me free. It's the first thing I saw that I wanted for this book. It does have a few little tears in it. I don't know if you can see it on here, but so old and special that I wanted it for my journal because I think it will be beautiful. And it is beautiful. Here's a little bead. Some plastic paper that I have put here. Another beautiful bead. And some more of that paper that I cut up. And this is from the calendar and made ephemera from it. This is a little pocket, a little collage I made with some crocheted, hand crocheted ribbon. This is the other side, and this is an old vintage button. Some equal dyed paper. Very beautiful. It's like sort of like a gold coloring, very pretty. And this, I believe, came from, they used to put this around cakes for decorative reason. And it's very pretty, so I'm using it in here. Some tissue paper that's been coffee dyed. And I kept this out of a calendar and glued this in over some equal dyed paper. This is from Tim Holtz. Isn't that beautiful? That's just a beautiful picture. This came from a calendar. And then this paper that I have used in here is thin. I don't know if it was tracing paper or what, but it reminded me, the lightness of it reminded me of rice paper. And so I think it gave a beautiful feeling to this book. There's a little pearl, not real, and a little bead. And I did some sewing here. This here is from a player piano paper. And it's been equal dyed, excuse me, and I think it came out really lovely. And of course, it's very fragile, but I wanted to use it. And here's a little flip I made, and this here is some of that crocheted lace. It's sort of like a light purple. And I did some sewing here. I got the idea, of course, from Jabib, who does the most beautiful books ever. I mean, they are so beautiful. I think she is a true artist. But here's some more that I have done. I mean, all kinds of ephemera from the calendars and from the book that I bought. Here's the little flips. And I did some sewing here of these pockets. And I made 2 of them, and here's that one. I think it came out quite nice. Isn't this beautiful? This paper turned out so beautiful with the fern pattern on it. This is an old piece of crocheted lace too that came from that oriental home, decorated home. And this is a vintage button. This is a pocket. Some ephemera here. Did some sewing. And quite a bit of paper. This is so beautiful. This side's more pale. This side's stronger. And it looks watercoloring. It has that effect to it. It's so beautiful. And then here's some ribbon I had. Just this one little piece I had, but I saved it for this book that I put in here. And this also came from that house with some buttons. Here's another little pearl charm bead that I made. Some paper, I've sewn it. Here's a little pocket. Another pocket. Little bead. Little collage I made. And I use this cake decorating paper throughout the book. This is beautiful how this all came out, these flowers. And a little material that I have bought. This is new, but it's very pretty. I did some sewing on it. Some more of that pretty lace, and this is part of this same lace, but this was the top part. A little charm. Here's a grasshopper, or no, it's a cricket. That's so cute. And I have edged it, not with the brown stain that we usually do in junk journaling, but this one has been done in a gray. And some more ephemera. There's a beautiful fern. And this little page here. Just something for you to write in. Some little burlap and some of that cake trim. And this is so beautiful. Look at that. I just love the way the papers come out. Some of them don't always come out so nice, but this one did. The back side is, of course, lighter. And some more sewings and a little flip out here. Some sewing. A beautiful fern. And then this is a little bead and a little flip here that I stuck there. Some sewing. And I added her picture once again because she is so beautiful. And she looks so well on this page, so I added her one more time. And this is some paper that I had bought at Michael's. And I had it for some time. And this came out pretty. Here's a fern. And for some reason there was one plant here that came out a dark, sort of a purplish red coloring there, and it's so pretty. Here's the mountain. I believe it's called Mount Fuji. And a pocket here also. Here's some vintage handkerchiefs that have been sewed in. One is blue and one is white. This is a pocket, little pieces of ephemera that I sewed together. There's the back side of it, so you can write on it. Another little charm bead. And this is a scarf that had dragonflies on it, and this is I don't know how this is. I did get it at an estate sale also, a different one. And I have sewing. And here's some little birds. Some washi tape. And this little lady here. And I didn't back this one because I didn't want the book to become too thick, so I thought I better not back every one of those because but they still can be written on. It gives some more interest to this junk journal. And here's a pocket I sewed on with this beautiful print of this flower, very close up. And this says notes with some washi tape on it. The back side's plain. With a vintage button here. Here's two young girls. On the back side I have covered with some of this pretty paper. And coffee papered. This too has been coffee dyed and also ink dyed. I mean stained with some inks, and it's sort of a blue. Has some blue to it on this yellow. It's really pretty. And a little charm here of beads on an old pin. And there she is. Oh, let me show this to you. In the middle I have put these two little buttons, and they're really quite cute. They came from that house also, and the one with all the oriental things. And I bought a box of buttons. Let me show it to you. This is what was in there. And I bought these. Let me close this up first. Whoops. And I bought this, and this came from iMagnum, and this box did. And when I opened it, look what was inside, all these buttons. Beautiful old buttons. So, that was a fun find. Just all kinds of buttons. So that was really fun to find all those. I got those for $2. So she's going to be on my Etsy shop as soon as, at least by this weekend anyway, as soon as I can get her on. And I hope you will take a look at my shop, Crane's Booksmithy, and the link will be underneath this. And thanks for watching. I think she's very beautiful. And let me say one thing. I was so saddened to hear about the Notre Dame and the fire and its destruction. It is so sad, and I'm so sad to hear this for the people of France. What a great loss, and what a loss to all of us. Goodbye.